Thank you all for coming out today. We've got a great game today. We've got the Killer Bees facing off against the Skaters of Doom. Glad y'all are excited. I'm excited. Should be a good time. Before we get going, please stay on your side of those black bumpers. That is for your safety and the safety of the skaters. Also, while the action is going, please be courteous to your fellow fans. Don't walk in front of everybody. Wait for those 30 seconds in between the jams to get back and forth to and from your seats. Also, this is a juniors game. Please cheer positively and responsibly and leave the coaching to the coaches. You all cheer, let the coaches coach. Now, before we get started, put your hands together for all of our volunteers to make all this possible. And for all of our officials on skates and off. And Till Furious, let's kick this off.
Thank you, Puns. Good morning. It is my honor and esteemed privilege to bring to you today in the yellow and black, put your hands together for the Killer Bees. Wearing 000, it's Slayer. 117, Nova Pain. 125 is Marshmallow Mayhem. 172, Scarburst. 205, Dirty Blonde. 172, Bonjour. 245, Lil Havoc. Number 36, Piranha Pixie. Wearing number 4, your captain, it's Tropical Punch. 423, Leonard Skinner. Wearing 5'4", it's Magusa. 696 is Beelzebub. Wearing 8'1", it's Pom Pom Fury. 845 is Roller Devil. 86 is Sweet and Sour. Number 87 is Destroyer. And rounding out the roster, 969, Doctor of the Pepper. The Bees are coached by Wicked Willow, American Gangster, and So Feisty. Put your hands together one more time for the Killer Bees.
And now, introducing in the blue and the black, the Skaters of Doom. 07 is Rodemort. Number 100 is your captain, Bob the Fred. 118, I'll get you. 123, Beetlejuice. Wearing 132, the Kraken. 189, Smokin' Cinder. 213 is Patsy U. Wearing 413 razor sharp. 44 is Lemon Bomb. Wearing number 48, Tantrum. 542 is Mad Max. Number 475 is Roller Poly. 587 is An Explosive. 77 is Hitter Bug. And last but never least, 999 is Honey Bee Sting. Your coaches for the Skaters of Doom, Joni Jett, Kat Hurden, Pop Tart, and William Skatespear. Give it up for the Skaters of Doom.
All right. Hello, Derby fans. Welcome to this doubleheader at the hangar at Oaks Park. I am Rosemary's Baby. I am joined by, as he's coming, I'm joined by. Perfect. So today we have an exciting game. We have Skaters of Doom against Killer Bees. Here's going to be our rosters. There are your non-skating officials and your skating officials. And these teams have now faced each other since our season opener.
And, well, they've grown and developed a lot in that time. They've had a chance to get a few games in, so it'll probably be a different game for them.
All right, here's on that first jam, we have Smoke and Cinder for Skaters of Doom up against Beelzebub for Killer Bees.
And nice force out and run back on the edge by Piranha Pixie.
But that is Smoke and Cinder with lead jammer. Beelzebub bumps into a Skaters of Doom blocker and finds space out on an initial as Smoke and Cinder is approaching on a scoring pass.
And, oh, that was a great force out there on the inside by Silaire.
Beelzebub sneaks by on the outside for 4 points. Smoke and Cinder getting that instruction to call it off. Puts up 3. So on that first jam, 3 points for Skaters of Doom, 4 for Killer Bees.
It's always fun with the Petals. There's so much development between when they first start in September and by this time in November.
When they start, they look a little bit like Bambi on roller skates. And usually by now, they look like real athletes really playing derby. All of them you can see in their brains and their eyes that they know how to play. It's exciting to see.
All right, Lil Havoc and Bob the Fred. Bob the Fred able to sneak out, grab a quick lead jammer. Lil Havoc about 20, 30 feet behind.
The pack rolls into turn 2. Bob the Fred approaching, ducking to the in, to the out, slides through for 4 points.
And An Explosive directing that defense up at the front of the pack, gets a force out.
But Lil Havoc gets a cut track penalty, sending them to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And we have a quick lead change now.
Bob the Fred and Skaters of Doom on a powerful jam. Bob the Fred also with lead jammer.
And offense coming, that is Patsy Yu and company trying to open lanes.
Bob the Fred looks to the bench for more instructions. Lil Havoc now standing in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Roller Poly, Beetlejuice.
Makes a nice little sweep on the inside. Bob the Fred quickly through with another 4 points.
Yeah, that was good work. The Skaters of Doom all created a nice line on the inside. Killer Bees had nowhere to go to stop Bob the Fred from getting in there.
Patsy Yu picking up a forearm penalty. Bob the Fred through on another scoring pass.
And there's 4 points up for Lil Havoc.
Jam ending there. 24 points for Bob the Fred. 5 points for Lil Havoc and the Killer Bees, bringing our total score 27 Skaters of Doom, 9 for the Killer Bees. And there goes a timeout. Who are our timeouts brought to us by?
Timeouts brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
It's an early timeout, but I will say, if another team went on a scoring streak, 24-5, I also would take a timeout.
Yeah, it's a good time to sort of reset and rethink some things.
While we're in this timeout, let's shout out some of our sponsors. 187 Killer Pads, the exclusive protective gear sponsor of RCR. Often imitated, never duplicated. Stick with the best. 187 Killer Pads. We have a little Macarena happening on the jam line. One player is going to start this next jam in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And if you're enjoying what you're watching, we've got games all year round. Head to roastedrollers.com to check out all the games in our schedule.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam Lane, we have Honeybee Sting for Skaters of Doom and Leonard Skinner for Killer Bees, but that is Leonard Skinner with lead jammer.
And Honeybee Sting not going very far. That is, I believe, Piranha Pixie.
Piranha Pixie picking up a direction of gameplay penalty for that contact. Leonard Skinner finding an open lane on the outside, through for points, but Honeybee Stings is now also out on an initial.
Nova Paint and Company lining up. Oh, good offense there coming from the Bees, or from Skaters of Doom.
Both jammers scoring 8 points for Killer Bees currently, 4 for Skaters of Doom. Leonard Skinner bumping into Voldemort. Opting to call it off. Putting up no more points in that jam, so that's going to be 8 total for Killer Bees, 4 for Skaters of Doom.
But the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is currently empty. Speaking of which, Rebel Heart Therapy, individual and relational therapy for Portland's Black Sheep and Unicorns.
On our jam line, we have Beelzebub for Killer Bees and looks like Tantrum for Skaters of Doom. Beelzebub picks up lead jammer but gets a bump out by one of the Skaters of Doom blockers. Lemon Bomb with another bump out and drawback.
And there's the call-off. That is a smart call-off to prevent points being scored.
One Skaters of Doom blocker gets a penalty at the end of that jam for that no pack, that pack destruction. So Skaters of Doom are going to start in a pack disadvantage. If you are at home on the chat, let's hear who you're rooting for. Go ahead and shout out whatever team you're rooting for, whatever skater you're rooting for. I would love to hear the support.
And there goes Smoke and Cinder. Well, that is a forearm penalty, sending Lil Havoc to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty. No, not Lil Havoc.
That's going to be an explosive.
So that is some group therapy for the Skaters of Doom.
Smoke and Cinder running up that inside, but picks up an illegal contact penalty.
So this will be a power jam for the Killer Bees.
Exactly what the Killer Bees need to close up this gap. Lil Havoc running up that inside, through for 4 points.
And Bonjour with some offense to help Lil Havoc get through there.
Blockers return from the penalty box for Skaters of Doom, hoping to give some defense. Lil Havoc pushes past an explosive. Takes a fall.
Resets and recycles.
Smoke and Cinder re-entered from the penalty box, bumping up against the back of that Killer Bees defense. At the front of the pack, Lil Havoc through for another 4 points. Smoke and Cinder with an exit hit from Destroya.
And looks like Pom Pom Fury and company setting up defense at the front of the pack now.
And Explosive at the back of the pack is going to be picking up a forearm penalty. Lil Havoc through for another 4 points.
That is an Explosive's second forearm of this jam.
Jam comes to the natural conclusion. 16 points for the Killer Bees, 8 points for the Skaters of Doom. Narrowing the gap, current score 39 Skaters of Doom, 33 Killer Bees. We have someone in the chat cheering on Beelzebub. Love to see it, love to hear it.
And we have an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
Quick official timeout, a micro timeout. On our jam line, we have Roller Poly for Skaters of Doom up against Leonard Skinner for Killer Bees.
Nova Painting Company slowing down Roller Poly.
Leonard Skinner with a little hop up the inside line for lead jammer. Pack stretches out. Penalty going to Roller Poly, cut track penalty, giving Killer Bees a powerful jam. Second power jam in a row.
And so Dr. the Pepper and company is going to look to play some offense here against a depleted Skaters of Doom pack.
Pack rolling into the far straightaway. Scarburst trying to hold at the back. Skaters of Doom blocker at the back of the pack. A little bit of a stumble at the front of the pack.
Lemon Bomb slowing down that jammer, though, and Explosive now taking over.
Leonard Skinner with a little toe stop spin on that inside line. Gets caught up on Bob the Fred. Then again on an Explosive.
Great defense by the Skaters of Doom.
Roller Pulley re-enters. Knocks down players at the back. Through on an initial.
And there's the call off.
Leonard Skinner putting up an additional 4 points, and that is a lead change. 41 points Killer Bees, 39 Skaters of Doom.
But credit to that Skaters of Doom defense for killing off a lot of that penalty and not letting that be worse.
Want to get your brand in front of thousands of passionate Derby fans and support this awesome league? Check out all the sponsorship opportunities at rosecityrollers.com/sponsors to find out more.
All right, here we go. Honeybee Sting, Beelzebub. Beelzebub bounces to the outside, out quickly. Honeybee Sting about a quarter of the track behind.
Pack rolls into turn one, jostling for front and back position. Beelzebub runs up that inside line, calls it off, quick 4 points, ending the jam.
That was very quick.
Very quick. Sometimes you just need that quick 4 points. That's all you need. You don't want anything more than that. Currently on the jam line, we have Patsy U for Skaters of Doom and Roller Devil for Killer Bees.
Silayer slowing down Patsy U. Oh, and Explosive doing great work.
Roller Devil getting bumped out to the inside by an Explosive.
Now Hitterbug directing some traffic, taking over a little bit of that defense.
Slayer slowing up Patsy U. Also getting some help from, looks like Nova Pain. Patsy U through for 4 points. Roller Devil now on a scoring pass. Bump out by An Explosive. Opts to take the inside lane instead, bumping into the back of Hitterbug. Taking that inside path. Well, Patsy U also follows the inside path, both jammers scoring. Tantrum offering some offensive help on the outside, but picks up a direction of gameplay penalty.
And heading out there, and An Explosive just doing great work on defense now. Joined up with Beetlejuice briefly.
Patsy U tiptoes up the inside line, takes a spill, gets recaptured, and bumped by Slayer and Destroya. A penalty happening in the path. A back block penalty going to Dirty Blonde, sending her to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And currently we do have a lead change.
Jam is going to be called off. That's going to be an additional 3 points for Skaters of Doom, bringing their total 19 on that jam, 8 for Killer Bees. New score, 58 Skaters of Doom, 53 Killer Bees.
I think it was a risky call there by Skaters of Doom to run that jam long, but it worked out for them.
Sometimes it is those risks that you take that reap the highest rewards, especially in Derby. Sometimes you just don't know if it's going to pan out, and that one really did. Lil Havoc, quick lead jam. Bob the Fred jamming for Skaters of Doom, getting a final bump by Tropical Punch, and picks up a cut track penalty, giving Lil Havoc a powerful jam.
And this is a chance for the Killer Bees to retake that lead. Oh, good hit there by Lemon Bomb, slowing down Lil Havoc enough for the rest of the defense to get in there.
Lemon Bomb and Roller Poly at the top of the pack, making some defensive formations.
I'll get you now, able to
add to their defense.
Yeah.
Pack speeding into turn 1. Bump out by Lemon Bomb.
And Bob the Fred out of the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, which is empty once again.
Lil Havoc taking a spill on the inside line. Bob the Fred through on an initial. Call off coming. 4 points for Killer Bees.
And Skaters of Doom once again are able to contain that that power jam.
Follow and tag Rose City Rollers on social media to stay in the loop about all things Derby in Portland. And if you are watching from home, make sure you're following, keeping up on those socials. Honeybee Sting for Skaters of Doom and Beelzebub for Killer Bees. Both jammers take the outside path. Honeybee Sting gets caught up on Scarburst and number 86 for the Killer Bees. That's Sweet and Sour.
And Honeybee Sting gets a track cut penalty.
And that is lead jammer for Beelzebub and a powerful jam for the Killer Bees.
So this is once again an opportunity for the Killer Bees to retake that lead.
I think this is the third or fourth powerful jam
in a row.
So big spill on turn 4. Beelzebub through for 4 points.
And there's that lead change.
Lots of instructions coming from the Killer Bees bench as they are trying to help them make some offensive decisions.
And Explosive dragging Mad Max along.
And Explosive gets an illegal contact penalty for that hit. Beelzebub sneaks by the inside for 4 points. Opts to call it off. 8 points total on the jam for Killer Bees. 65 Killer Bees, 58 Skaters of Doom. This game has been very back and forth this whole time, and I'm really excited. This is going to be a good game. I mean, this is a good game so far. 3-ish minutes left in this half.
Lots of lead changes. Penalties is a very interesting story. Skaters of Doom have 10. Killer Bees only have 3.
And Explosive is starting in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box as Leonard Skinner gets lead jammer. Lemon Bomb fighting up against the Killer Bees contingency and out on an initial. Killer Bees roll their pack into the apex.
Lemon Bomb coming around, looks for the outside, forced out by Voldemort.
Leonard Skinner getting drawn back by Patsy Yu. Juking past Smoke and Cinder, out for 4 points, calls it off. It's going to be 4 for the Killer Bees, waiting to see how many points. It's 1 for Skaters of Doom. Also effectively continuing to trap an Explosive in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. And on your screen is our penalty count. So you see it says 3. There's 1 for Killer Bees. I think there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 3.
And Explosive has as many penalties as the entire Killer Bees squad.
On our jam line, we have Beelzebub for Killer Bees and Tantrum for Skaters of Doom.
And Tantrum just blasted through there.
Beelzebub says, I also am going to go fast, and sprints up that outside line.
Marshmallow Mayhem and company waiting for Tantrum. Oh, great offense there by Bob the Fred, clearing everybody out.
Tantrum scoring 4 points. Beelzebub also on a scoring pass now. Pushing up against an Explosive and the rest of the Skaters of Doom blockers.
And Magusa slowing down Tantrum a bit.
Tropical Punch trying to give 1 last bump, but that is Tantrum through with 4 points. Call off comes. 8 total on the jam for Skaters of Doom, 4 for Killer Bees.
And we've got a 6-point game with enough time for 1 jam, maybe 2.
If they've been the quick jams that we've been seeing, probably 2. If they've been those long 2-minute powerful jams that we've been seeing, this will be the last one. So on our jam line, we have, looks like that is Lil Havoc for Killer Bees and Smoke and Cinder for Skaters of Doom.
Patsy Yu playing some offense.
Smoke and Cinder going up against the back of Piranha Pixie, but gets out with lead jammer. Lil Havoc gives 1 bump to Patsy Yu, recycles to the back of the pack, sprints up the inside line, and is free.
And great offense there by Patsy Yu.
The call-off happens, so we are going to have one more jam. 4 points for Skaters of Doom, 0 for Killer Bees, tightening that gap, 73 Killer Bees, 71 Skaters of Doom.
We may have 1 more lead change before the half.
If we have 1 more, I'm going to be very excited because it's been very back and forth this whole time. This is genuinely very exciting. This is exactly how the game happened at the season opener. It was back and forth the whole time. So, good to see. Honeybee Sting jamming for Skaters of Doom. Leonard Skinner for Killer Bees.
And there's the force out by Lemon Bomb.
Destroya and Nova Pain, Scarburst, Sweet and Sour, all making some defense at the back of the pack. Lemon Bomb with another force out at the front of the pack. And Explosive trying to offer some offense.
And an Explosive with a long drawback. Quick transition to offense there. Beetlejuice slowing down the jammer. Oh, they're
Lead jammer to Leonard Skinner, but a fall at the top of the pack. Nova Pain with a force out on Honeybee Sting at the back of the pack.
And we are up to turn 3, and jammers are still contained.
No more time left on the period clock. 55 seconds left on the jam clock. Leonard Skinner with a big spill. A penalty going to Lemon Bomb for that. Yelling from the calls from the bench happening.
There's the call off.
But not
But
before.
3 points go up, and we do have a lead change.
Wow. We do have another lead change. 74 Skaters of Doom, 73 Killer Bees. This half flew by. One player trapped in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box at the end of that jam, so we're going to have one player there at the start of the next half. Just want to say, wow. Audience at home, how are you feeling about the game? Hopefully some people are real excited. Yeah, there's not really much to say.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We will see you all back here in about 9 minutes or so. And go get yourself some refreshments. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try it for yourself. We got you.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We have the second half of Skaters of Doom versus Killer Bees. There is our penalty count. So 3 total for Killer Bees in that first half, 11 for Skaters of Doom. So really, despite all the penalties, this has been an extremely close game. 74 for Skaters of Doom, 73 for Killer Bees. Many lead changes, almost too many to count in the first half. I didn't know that you could fit that many lead changes in 20 minutes.
There's been a lot.
There's been a lot. So as we're returning, we're hoping to find, I'm secretly hoping for more lead changes because
Oh, yeah, me too.
it's such an exciting game. This game has been unbelievably exciting. A good show of defense from both teams. Lots of power jams. Lots of good defense and power jams. So really looking forward to this second half.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting the second half basically where we started the first. Dead even.
On our jam line, we have Bob the Fred and Beelzebub.
And they're off.
Beelzebub finding some open space on the outside. Claims lead jammer.
Bob the Fred about a quarter of the track behind.
Skaters of Doom with one player in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box at the start of this jam. Beelzebub bumping into that wall, getting the signal to call it off. Earns 3 points, 0 for Skaters of Doom on that jam.
And we have our first lead change.
Wow. You likely live near a derby league. Get involved, skate, donate, volunteer, or cheer from the stands. And hopefully, if you go see someone else's game, there will be as many lead changes as this one.
And that is Tantrum in the blue, Leonard Skinner in the yellow as your jammers.
Leonard Skinner with some offense from Tropical Punch gets out as lead, but Tantrum runs up that outside line, also following the same offense, out on an initial pass. Lemon Bomb returns from the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And, oh, wow. Tantrum grabs 4.
Killer Bees grabs 2 points, and I believe that makes this now a tie game. 78-78. Wow. Just exciting. I don't think I've ever seen a game that's been this back and forth, this close, basically since the last time these two played each other, which was the same story of just neck and neck every single jam.
And here comes Lil Havoc and Patsy U.
Patsy U taking a bit of a stumble on that outside line, gets caught back up by the Killer Bees, while Lil Havoc claims lead jammer.
Patsy looking for an exit, gets forced out by
Novapain.
Novapain.
Piranha, Pixie, and Destroya trying to make some defense at the back. Novapain trying to get one last defensive bump at the front, but that is Patsy U cleared on an initial.
Good slowdown there by the Kraken.
Lil Havoc picks up 4 points, calls it off, and Killer Bees reclaims lead with 82 points.
888, elevating derby safety standards with cutting-edge technology. 888, they are an exclusive protected gear sponsor of RCR.
On the jam line, we have Beelzebub going up against Lemon Bomb. Both jammers out around the same time, but Beelzebub claims lead jammer.
Not by much, though.
Pack moving into the apex. Beelzebub bumps into the back of Smoke and Cinder.
And
0 points.
There we go, 0-0 jam. Good defense.
Check out all the RCR merch at rosecityrollers.com/shop. We ship nationwide. If you're liking these teams, best way to support them is to buy their merch.
Pom Pom Fury, Bonjour, looking to claim that jam on Hawthorne jam line for the defense. Bob the Fred Evades. Oh,
Leonard Skinner with lead jammer. Bob the Fred gets one last bump from the Killer Bees defense and is out on an initial pass. The pack moving into turn 2. Leonard Skinner with a little jump up that inside. Opts to call it off before Bob the Fred scores. 4 points for Killer Bees, 0 for Skaters of Doom on that jam.
Killer Bees been good so far about getting lead jammer.
This is kind of, this first 5 minutes of this half have been a completely different story than the first half. The jams have been so short. It's been 4 and call every time. Versus the first half, we've had a lot of long jams, 2-minute jams, both teams scoring multiple passes. So very different start to this half.
Razor Sharp trying to direct the defense. Oh, there we go. Lil Havoc gets through.
Honey Bee Sting evades the Killer Bees defense and is out about half a lap behind. Pack rolling through turn 2 into the far straightaway. Lil Havoc bumps into the back of number 132. That is the Kraken. Calls it off. 1 point. Killer Bees 0 for Skaters of Doom.
And we have a palindrome score of 78 to 87 for all you nerds out there like me who enjoy that sort of thing.
Sasquatch HR, making nonprofit and small business workplaces better. SasquatchHR.org. On the gym line, Beelzebub and Lemon Bomb. Lemon Bomb, quick lead on the outside. Beelzebub tries the same line and finds success out on an initial.
And this is the Skaters of Doom first lead jam in a while.
Lemon Bomb bumps into the back of number 86. That is Sweet and Sour. Is out for 4 points, but not before Beelzebub also is scoring. Also has 4 points. Beelzebub entering the pack, bumping into number 189, that is Smoke and Cinder. Getting caught up by I Will Get You as Lemon Bomb scores another 4 points. Wow. Beelzebub with the most slow motion apex tiptoe. Out for points, but Lemon Bomb finds success on the outside line, also out for points.
And there's the call off.
12 total, Skaters of Doom on that jam, 8 for Killer Bees, bringing our total score 95 Killer Bees, 90 Skaters of Doom. 13 minutes left in this half, in the game.
Next up, we're going to see behind the Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we got Bob the Fred in blue. And
that's Leonard Skinner
in the yellow.
Both teams going with jammers that have jammed a bunch this game. Bob the Fred squeezing between Piranha Pixie and Slayer gets lead jammer. Leonard Skinner getting caught up on an explosive, looking for some space on the inside. Gets bumped out.
That's going to be a track cut.
Track cut penalty going to Leonard Skinner, putting Bob the Fred and Skaters of Doom in a powerful jam.
And Piranha Pixie working with Dirty Blonde, slowing up Bob the Fred.
Slayer tries to make some defense, but Bob the Fred squeaks by, through for 4 points as the pack goes into turn 4. Bob the Fred with a little tiny jump on that inside. Both teams rolling into the straightaway.
Leonard Skinner out of the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box now.
Bob the Fred bumping into Pom Pom Fury. Getting tripped up in turn 2. Leonard Skinner threw on an initial.
Mad Max and Explosive and Beetlejuice now set up at the back of the pack with the defense.
Bob the Fred tries to call it off, but picks up a cut track penalty, is heading to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, and does not sit before the 30 seconds left on the jam, so is going to stay there for the rest of this jam, putting Leonard Skinner in a powerful jam. pack rolls into turn 1. Killer Bees really trying to trap up and Explosive. Dirty Blonde offering some offense. That's the natural conclusion. So an additional point on that jam, but 4 points from Bob the Fred before the penalty. So 12 points total for Skaters of Doom, 5 for Killer Bees, lead change.
And a team timeout called by the Killer Bees. This team timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
So because Bob the Fred sat in the penalty box after 30 seconds, what I'm trying to say is they still have their penalty remaining for this jam. So Killer Bees are going to get a very small, powerful start before Bob the Fred returns.
Very, very small.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's a good time for a timeout to kind of, sort out your team, figure out who you're going to put out, try to capture lead quickly before Jammer returns.
Yeah, definitely a good time to take advantage of that.
And you have 3 timeouts. So, 10 minutes left in the game, you might as well use them.
Can't give them to charity.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they roll over. It's not like there's a timeout rollover sort of thing where you get more the next game. It's like once the game's over, it's all gone. So might as well use it. They opt to put Little Havoc out for this powerful jam.
And Starburst and company up to play some offense.
The Kraken with a bump out. But Bob the Fred out of the penalty box and out with lead jammer. We'll Havoc through on an initial. Tantrum trying to play some offense at the back of the pack for Bob the Fred. Spill at the back of the pack. Bob the Fred opts to call it. 4 points on that jam for Skaters of Doom, 0 for Killer Bees.
Well, that worked out well for the Skaters of Doom.
Ritual Dyes, Portland's local yarn shop with hand-dyed yarn, tools, and more, owned by a Bud's Parrot and Wrecker Skater.
Leonard Skinner and Honeybee Sting are your jammers.
Leonard Skinner trying to get some offense from number 54.
That's
is
Magusa.
Bumping into Roller Poli and Explosive at the top of the pack. Honeybee Stings up against Nova Pain and Slayer.
Slayer came up to play some offense. Oh, that's great run back by Ann Explosive.
Patsiu trying to offer some offense on the inside. Leonard Skinner getting free, picking up lead jammer.
And we've got a star pass to Patsiu. Patsiu is through.
That is the first star pass of the game. Leonard Skinner runs up that outside, takes a spill. Out for 4 points, opts to call it. 106 Skaters of Doom, 104 Killer Bees. Eight minutes left in this game. It's still been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I mean, this is as close as it gets. Just 2 points separating these teams.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam Lane, we have Smoke and Cinder jamming up against Roller Devil.
Roller Devil looking for an exit, finding I'll Get You and Mad Max.
A penalty happening somewhere in the pack. Lead jammer going to Smoke and Cinder.
Roller Devil getting recycled, long recycle. Oh, that's out of play.
That is a contact penalty going to Lemon Bomb. Roller Devil finding some freedom on the inside line. Bonjour and Dirty Blonde trapping up Smoke and Cinder. Rana Pixie joining the defense along with Tropical Punch. Roller Devil getting tripped up by Bob the Fred. No pack is called. Penalties happening in the pack. Roller Devil through for 4 points. Mad Max picking up a pack destruction penalty.
And Smoke and Cinder on a second scoring pass. Now Roller Devil coming in on a second scoring pass. Roller Devil completing a second scoring pass.
Roller Devil with a little bit of a hop on that inside, but not before Smoke and Cinder blasts past the Killer Bees defense. The pack rolling into turn 1. Roller Devil trying to break open some space in the pack, getting a bump from Lemon Bomb. Jam being called. That's going to be 12 points for Skaters of Doom, 11 points for Killer Bees on that jam, 118 Skaters of Doom, 115 Killer Bees.
Wow.
So
just a 1 point gain after all that.
Sometimes when you have the lead, it is okay to run it. And as long as, in my opinion, as long as you end up on top, even by 1 point,
you're just burning time.
You're burning time. Sometimes you go into time burning mode. But not Beelzebub, who is tearing out of that pack for lead jammer. Tantrum, trying to follow the same path, picks up a track cut penalty, putting Beelzebub and the Killer Bees in a powerful jam, something that they need right now in this moment to turn the tides.
And great force out there by the Kraken. Working along with Razor Sharp.
Penalty happening in the pack. Beelzebub getting drawn back by Voldemort. Direction of the gameplay going to Starburst.
And
that is going to be an illegal contact penalty going to Beelzebub, which means we will have a jammer switch out, and this jam will complete its natural conclusion. So we have about 1 minute left.
And there goes Tantrum, grabbing a quick 4 points.
The pack rolls into turn 4 and into the straightaway.
So a little group therapy there in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box as the Killer Bees are short a blocker as well.
Sweet and Sour trying to make a difference. Slayer grabbing some defense, but not before Tantrum can slide by, picking up another 4 points. Beelzebub being released from the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box and rejoining.
Beelzebub through before anybody notices.
Picking up 4 points.
And Scarburst with a force out.
Scarburst returning from the box, immediately making a difference. No one is lead, so call cannot happen. Tantrum getting bumped out to the inside. Beelzebub quickly throw on the outside. Tantrum also threw on the outside.
And Beelzebub racing around is not able to catch up to the pack in time.
12 points on the Jammer Skaters of Doom, 8 for Killer Bees, 4 minutes left in this game.
And Gangster calling for an official review.
It's a good time for it. So, you know, Killer Bees have 1 timeout left, an official review left. Taking that official review after that long jam, they are 7 points down. It's a good choice. The refs are trying to signal something about the points to the scoreboard operators. Waiting to see what happens. I guess we'll find out about this official review in a moment. 4 points being removed from Skaters of Doom, so that is going to be 8 points being removed? I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe we should stop guessing.
Killer Bees used their official review to challenge the points scored by the Skaters of Doom. The points were corrected. However, identifying the officiating error allows the Killer Bees to retain their official review for the period.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.
So that was an 8-8 jam, not a 12-8 jam. So this is back to a 3-point game.
And the Killer Bees retain their official review. So because they won that contention, they now get to keep it. So If you win your review, you get an additional one. If you lose it, then it's gone forever. You can't win infinite reviews, but if you get 2, basically. If you win yours, you get an additional. After you use that, you're done for the half.
And Tiny Monster says, let's go Bees.
Official timeout now. I'm assuming to fix something with the scoreboard because of the whole kerfuffle. So are you in the Portland area and want roller skating fun brought to you? Book RCR Skatemobile for your next block party. Go to rosecityrollers.com for details.
And this official timeout is always brought to you by our official realtor. Welcome to PDX.
All right, for Killer Bees, there is Lil Havoc, and for Skaters of Doom, Patsy U through with Lead Jammer. Lil Havoc getting caught up on an explosive.
That is huge for the Skaters of Doom. Oh.
Roller Polly with a bump out and a drawback. Out of play being called.
And great offense there by Honeybee Sting.
Big spill on that inside. Honeybee Sting trying to offer some more offense. Piranha Pixie and Pom Pom Fury stopping up the Skaters of Doom Jammer. Lil Havoc trying to push against that tripod.
And great force out there by Piranha Pixie.
Nope, that's... Oh. I do actually think that that was not a split pack, in my professional opinion. There was no blocker at the top of the pack. The pack was in the back the whole time. But besides that, Magusa gets a pack penalty.
And here comes an official review. Gangster might be agreeing with you on that.
I really hope Gangster is agreeing with me on that because the pack was in the back the whole time. There was one offense and all 4 Killer Bees blockers in the back. There was a tripod of Skaters of Doom at the front, meaning the pack was in the back the whole time, and there was never a split pack, and there should not have been a penalty. If you're watching at home, go back and look. Just saying, go back and look. You can, you know, you just like click back a little bit, like 30 seconds, go watch that part, then come back to here and see if you agree.
So this does look like another official review by the Killer Bees.
Gangster pleading her case.
There's 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in this half.
Killer Bees are down currently by 11. They still have a timeout. There is plenty of time. Oh, here's Breadpool.
Killer Bees have challenged a ruling during the jam. They're seeking an illegal contact penalty for blocking a down player, for blocking the Killer Bees Skaters of Doom Jammer while they were on the ground. We will review.
I did see that.
I did also see that. I wasn't going to say anything, but I did see that their Lil Havoc was had taken a knee already, and Patsy U had sort of bumped into Lil Havoc on the ground. So also a good thing to review. I personally would have reviewed back that pack thing because I do think that but, you know, opting to review a jammer penalty is at the end of the day more fruitful.
Much more fruitful.
If you put that jammer in the penalty box, like rather than take your player out of the box, if you get to put the other jammer into the box, you get 30 seconds of a power jam.
And
that is ultimately going to be more what they need right now in this moment.
yes.
After review, the ruling during the jam stands. There's not enough impact to warrant a penalty. Killer Bees have exhausted their official reviews for the period.
Okay, well, you know, it's worth an attempt, especially with 2 minutes left on the half. You might as well review something. Just under the hopes, jam is not on, and those jammers are...
Jumping the gun.
Confused. But as I was saying, that official review, when you have about this amount of time left, it's worthwhile shooting your shot. There's the 5 seconds call. Lemon Bomb jamming for Skaters of Doom. Leonard Skinner for Killer Bees. Leonard Skinner, in the confusion, sneaks up the outside line through for Lead Jammer, but Lemon Bomb bumps into Tropical Punch and is also out on an initial.
Lemon Bomb also out there.
Leonard Skinner opting to go to the inside, ducking to the outside, deciding to continue going.
Oh, good work there by Scarburst.
Lemon Bomb had a little 180 twist on the toe stop, but Scarburst is there to kind of make the difference. Lemon Bomb sneaks by Destroya, but 1 foot on the inside line for Leonard Skinner, but that is going to be an illegal positioning. So, okay, here's how the illegal positioning works for any folks at home. If you make yourself an unblockable position, then that is a penalty. So for modified contact, if you are skating fast enough that no one could possibly make contact with you without a penalty happening for either one of you, it is an unblockable position.
Oh.
So I think we saw one earlier with a different jammer that was also an unblockable position. When you're sprinting fast enough that a hit, like anything could result in a hit, it does mean a penalty.
Fascinating. I did not realize that was a thing.
It is an addition to the rule set this year. So on the current jam, 16 points for Skaters of Doom, 8 for Killer Bees. Leonard Skinner back from the penalty box. No lead jammer, so this will go for the rest of the jam. 22 seconds left. Lemon Bomb an additional 4 points.
So it's possible to go too fast.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Isn't it? It's a new addition or maybe a clarification of a rule set in order to reduce the number of hitting penalties. There's the conclusion of that jam. Another 4 points for Skaters of Doom. Highest scoring jam of the game, I believe, with 24 points. 15 for Killer Bees. 36 seconds left on the game clock. Breadpool very helpfully explained a lot of the new or the clarifications of rules at a pedal scrimmage early in the season to sort of explain some of the new pieces. So that was one of the things that he explained.
And An Explosive grabs lead jammer almost immediately. 7 seconds left on the jam clock.
Will Havoc out on an initial.
Or, sorry, on the period clock. Period clock has expired. We are on jam time now.
And Explosive getting some bumps from the Killer Bees players. Is getting some communication to call. Will Havoc through for 4 points. Spill at the back of the pack.
And Explosive getting the signal to call, ignoring the signal to call.
Maybe not ignoring, but is very excited about jamming. It is An Explosive's first time on the jamming in this game. So sometimes that happens. They can get a little tunnel vision sometimes.
And there's the call off.
8 points for each, bringing our total unofficial score, 166 for Skaters of Doom, 146 for Killer Bees. Wow. That game.
That was great.
It was a great game. Overall, really shows Skaters of Doom their defensive ability. They had 15 penalties to Killer Bees' 8 penalties, and yet they were putting up big jam numbers. They were preventing, high-scoring, powerful jams. So there's the cheers as the final score is happening.
And I think sort of that one stretch where they gave up 3 lead jams in a row, but managed to contain the Killer Bees and not allow themselves to get blown out in that stretch.
Yeah, so really just this game is a testament to both teams' abilities. Really impressive. Yeah, and that's going to be it for this game.
We'll be back soon with the Rosebuds game. Stay tuned.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Inquiry number 80393, company is Seba Guy.
Skaters of Doom go first. You guys ready, huh? Jammer. How about an MVP?
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub. Great choice. Oh, here we go. You got blocker? Overall, who's got blocker? All right, MVP blocker.
Nova Pain.
Nova Pain. Very good question. And then we have an overall as well for the Skaters of Doom.
Leonard Skinner.
All right, Leonard Skinner is an overall for the squad. Very nice. All right, and then Bees, who do we have? Blocker first?
And Explosive.
And Explosive. Very good choice. All right, and then we have Jammer.
Honeybee Sting.
Honey Bee Sting. Very good. But there they go. All right, very good. And then we have an overall as well.
Bob the Fred.
Bob the Fred. Awesome. All right, all the MVPs right in the middle here for a photo op. Just our MVPs right here for now. And then we'll have all the teams gather in front of the scoreboard as usual. Those are great choices. What a great bout. Thank you all for coming. I hope everybody's going to stay for the second bout. We got another great game coming right up. And if you're not, we'll see you next time. But hope you stay. Thanks for coming. Have a great afternoon.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection on impact. Try it for yourself. You got you.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Inquiry number 80393, company is Seba Guy. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
And welcome to the Hanger Oaks Amusement Park. Thank you all for coming out today. Happy to have you all here for this exciting game between the Bleeding Hearts and the Undead Avengers. Someone's out here for some brains. All right, before we get started, just a few things. Please stay on your side of those black bumpers. That is for your safety and the safety of the skaters. Please be courteous to your fellow fans. Don't walk in front of everybody while the action is going. Wait for those 30 seconds in between jams. Your fellow fans will appreciate you for that. And also, this is a juniors game. Please cheer positively and responsibly and leave the coaching to the coaches. You all cheer, they'll let them coach. All right, give it up for all of our volunteers who make all this possible. And for all of our officials on skates and off. And because none of y'all are here for me, Tofurious, let's get this going.
All right, Punch, thanks. I don't think they're here for me either, but let's get her going. Today I have the honor of presenting to you in the red. Put your hands together for the Bleeding Hearts. Wearing number 0, Finney Kruger. Wearing 1-1, Honey Basher. 1-3, Tragedy Ann. 1-4-9, Avery Phylactic Shock. 1969, it's Klondike. Wearing 2-1-1, your captain, Pop-Tart. Number 2-6, Bleeding Tart. 295, Lightning McQuinn. 373 is Coyote. 49 is Sherbert. Wearing 505, Danny DeFito. 508, Midnight Smack. 555 is A Very Scary. Number 5-6, put them together for Ludini. 606, Row, Wreck Your Bout. 702, Jigsaw. And rounding out the Bleeding Hearts, it's number 9, Pandemonium. Put your hands together one more time for the Bleeding Hearts.
All right, are you ready? I have for you in the green, they want your brains because they are the Undead Avengers. Number 1 is Skittles. Number 1-1 is Lil Stabby. Number 197, Gremlin. Number 218, Jules Byrne. Number 25, Rolling Thunder. Number 311, Smash Smash Goose. Number 34 is Ruthless. Number 35, The Feral Kid. Number 42, Lunatic. Number 45, Zombie Basher. Number 50, Halsey. Number 515 is Cannonball. 616, Sabertooth. Number 701 is Kung Fu Skinny. Your team captain, number 713, Dr. Zoom. Number 8 is Magic 8-Ball. Number 814 is Lucille Brawl. And your last zombie today is number 84, Punch Bug. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Undead Avengers.
All right, good afternoon, Derby fans. I am Rosemary's Baby, and I am joined by...
Puns and Roses.
This is going to be an exciting game, Bleeding Hearts versus Undead Avengers, and we already have some excitement for Bleeding Hearts in the chat. So if you are watching from home and you have a team that you are rooting for, would love for you to shout out in the chat, would love for you to show the enthusiasm.
Tell us who you're rooting for, where you're rooting from.
All right. A little hug between jammers before this first jam. For the Bleeding Hearts, we have Row, Row, Wreck Your Bout up against Rolling Thunder for the Undead Avengers.
And there's that first whistle. We are off.
Rolling Thunder hitting against Pop-Tart and Midnight Smack, getting a drawback by Pop-Tart. Row, Row, Wreck Your Bout bumps past Skinny at the front of the pack and earns lead jammer.
Rolling Thunder is through on the initial, about a half track behind.
Forced to the inside by Kung Fu Skinny.
Bleeding Hearts, 4 points on that jam, 0 for Undead Avengers. In the chat, rooting for all my friends. Rooting for Bleeding Hearts. A lot of Bleeding Hearts fans in the chat. If there's any Undead Avengers fans, feel free to shout it out. The Undead Avengers fans are in the audience, leading a cheer currently.
And Skinny heading to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box with our first penalty, a low block.
Ludini jamming for Bleeding Hearts up against Cannonball for Undead Avengers. Cannonball with lead jammer. Ludini out half a lap behind.
And Cannonball with a dab in turn 3 and a upswing creative apex jump.
Ludini also on a scoring pass. Ekes by, looks like Jules Byrne. Cannonball slamming into Coyote. Calling it off. Earning 2 more points on that jam. 6 total for Undead Avengers. 4 for Bleeding Hearts.
And cleared the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Roller Derby is more than a sport. Help keep roller derby accessible by donating. Find out more at rosecityrollers.com.
First up, we've got Dr. Zoom jamming for the Avengers. Avery Phylactic Shock is your jammer for. And Dr. Zoom ahead lead jammer by about 20 feet. Avery Phylactic Shock closing that gap quickly.
Pack speeding up, making almost a full rotation as both jammers are heading towards the pack. Dr. Zoom opts to call it off. 0-0 on that jam.
Jam line today sponsored by Jam on Hawthorne, Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, kid-friendly, omnivore-friendly, everybody-friendly breakfast. And
on that Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have Bleeding Tart for the Bleeding Hearts. up against Smash Smash Goose for the Undead Avengers.
Penalty box is clear, so both teams full staff.
And Jules Byrne with a big force out and recycle. Working the
Penalty happening at the top of the pack. Direction of gameplay going to Sherbert, sending her to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Bleeding Tart with lead jammer, but Smash Smash Goose now out on an initial.
And Jules Byrne once again slowing down Bleeding Tart. Comes Smash Smash Goose. Good offense there from Sabretooth.
Both jammers scoring. Both jammers through again. Pack now in turn 3. Bleeding Tart slicing through. Smash Smash Goose bumping into the back of Honey Basher and getting through for 4 points.
Good defensive work there by Ruthless controlling the pack.
Bleeding Tart calls off the jam. That's going to be an additional 4 points. So that's going to be 12-12 on the jam. At the end of that jam, Zombie Basher picks up a cut track penalty.
Skittles and Pandemonium now at the line. Undead Avengers is one blocker in the box.
So we've got Skittles against Pandemonium. Skittles. That is an out-of-play block, sending Pop-Tart to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Skittles, your lead jammer.
Skittles smashing into the back of 0-1-3. That is for the Bleeding Hearts. Tragedy and
Man, Kung Fu Skinny had a nice force out and run back. Pandemonium struggling to get past Kung Fu Skinny and Gremlin.
Skittles with a little bit of a side surf on that outside, through for 4 points.
Great work there by Stabby, anchoring that front tripod. Now being anchored by Zombie Basher out of the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box now.
Pandemonium getting trapped up on the Undead Avengers blockers in the back of the pack.
That was a good run back by Danny DeFito. And we've got a lead change.
Pack moving on the far straightaway into turn 3. Skittles entering the pack, pushing past the blockers. Midnight Smack flipping up to the top, trying to get one last hit. Pop-Tart trying to follow up with an additional hit. Gets an out-of-play block penalty.
That is 2 out-of-play blocks in 1 jam.
Now we have a star pass to Danny DeFito, who is fighting up against Zombie Basher at the top of the pack. Kung Fu Skinny joining, but pushes Danny DeFito out of the pack for an initial pass.
And good offensive work there by Midnight Smack to clear that lane for Danny DeFito.
There's going to be 0 points for Bleeding Hearts on that jam, 12 for Undead Avengers, bringing our total score 30 to Undead Avengers, 20 for the Bleeding Hearts.
We would like to remind the fans our jam live brought to you by the Jam Live Apple.
Our penalty box sponsored by Rebel Heart Therapy, individual and relational therapy for Portland's Black Sheep and Unicorns.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam Lane, we have Row Row Wreck Your Bout up against Rolling Thunder. Row Row Wreck Your Bout slides past Halsey through with lead jammer. Sherbert knocking Rolling Thunder to the outside of the track. Rolling Thunder with some offensive help from Jules Byrne is out on an initial. Row Row Wreck Your Bout through 4 points, is getting some information from the bench. Rolling Thunder, big hit from Honey Basher. Easy inside line for Row Row Wreck Your Bout. Gets the instruction to keep going. Rolling Thunder also finds that inside line with the help from number 84 for Undead Avengers.
That is a punch bug.
Row Row Wreck Your Bout squeaks through the pack one more time for 4 more points, bringing the total for Bleeding Hearts to 12. 4 for Undead Avengers. 34 Undead Avengers, 32 Bleeding Hearts. You can be a part of this rad community by volunteering with Rose City Rollers. Go to rosecityrollers.com/volunteer.
Magic 8 Ball setting up to play offense for Cannonball.
Ludini out with lead jammer. Cannonball getting a bump to the inside and picks up a track cut penalty, giving Ludini and the Bleeding Hearts a powerful jam. Klondike earlier in the jam got a direction of gameplay penalty. So 2 players in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Pack stretching out on the far straightaway. Out of play called in the front. Penalty going to Lol Stabby. Penalty, pack destruction penalty, I presume.
Skinny with a force out.
Ludini crashing into Kung Fu Skinny and Lucille Brawl. Gets a little bit of an exit hit, tiptoes, through for 4 points. Cannonball, big jump on that outside.
Nice force out there by Finney Kruger.
Cannonball getting caught in the back of Midnight Smack. Sneaks by on the inside. Ludini hits into Magic 8 Ball. Exit hit from Kung Fu Skinny, calls it off. 3 additional points on that jam, bringing the total to 11 when the points get updated. 11 points for Bleeding Hearts, and that is a lead change.
And a palindrome score.
43-34.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, Menopause Northwest and Portland Vital Signs.
All right, Bleeding Hearts take back that lead now.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam line, we have Avery Phylactic Shock jamming up against Dr. Zoom. Dr. Zoom just crashing through that pack.
And picking up a forearm on the way. And Avery Phylactic Shock picking up a
track cut penalty. So that's going to be a jammer do-si-do. Both jammers are going to sit, and then Avery will be released, and then Dr. Zoom will be released for however much time Avery Phylactic sat. This jam will also go its natural conclusion, so we have 1:30 left in the jam.
And good work there by the Feral Kid.
Avery Phylactic threw on an initial. Dr. Zoom fighting up against the backs of Sherbert and Honey Basher, trying to get some offensive help from Zombie Basher. Ooh, big hit to Avery Phylactic. Avery Phylactic continues to go. Through for 2 points. The jammer hat fell from their head, so they were able to, they will not be scoring until the hat is back on the head. 0 points on that pass for Avery. Forearm penalty going to Sherbert, sending them to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And Honey Basher once again with a nice force out and recycle. Feral Kid with a force out and recycle, now working the back of the pack with Sabretooth.
Pack slowing down in the straightaway.
Dr. Zoom still looking for the initial. Jigsaw, great defense up at the front.
No, Dr. Zoom on a scoring pass. So
Sorry, my bad.
Puts up 4 points. Penalty going to Jigsaw, direction of gameplay. Avery Phylactic with the hit out and drawback as Dr. Zoom gets a big hit from Honey Basher in that turn 2. Penalty coming to number 35, the Feral Kid. Avery Phylactic threw for 4 points, loses the hat at the end of that jam. 6 total on the jam for Bleeding Hearts, 7 for Undead Avengers.
Porkina Taqueria, the sunniest place in Portland, voted best tacos and Mexican food in PDX.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam line, we have Bleeding Tart for the Bleeding Hearts and Smash Smash Goose for Undead Avengers. Smash Smash Goose hits up against Pop Tart, gets a bump out. Kung Fu Skinny all over Bleeding Tart.
Smash Smash Goose, your lead jammer.
Midnight Smack offers some offense. Smash Smash Goose just the slightest apex jump on the inside. Jam gets called off.
And we've got a team timeout being called by the Bleeding Charts.
The Bleeding Hearts, this
Or
is
Hearts.
a good time for it. This game is very close, 49 to 45, and this is going to be a welcome to PDX timeout. RCR's official realtor. Currently, the penalties, 7 penalties for Bleeding Hearts, 6 for Undead Avengers, 1 Undead Avengers player currently in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Kind of zooming in on the Bleeding Hearts bench currently. So, really, really tight game so far.
Yeah, we're only 4 points away with halfway through the first period.
Yeah, this game, fairly low scoring, all things considered. Seems to be pretty evenly matched jammer-wise. There's been leads going to both teams. So, really, truly, it's like how that start happens. What happens at the start? Who gets lead is really shaping a lot of how the jam is going. And on that Jam on Hawthorne jam line is going to be Rolling Thunder up against Pandemonium. Pandemonium gets a bump out to the outside as Rolling Thunder hits into the back of Coyote. Pandemonium through with lead jammer. Sherbert trying to get a hit on Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder sneaks by on the outside, through on an initial. Pandemonium just slices through, calls it off, grabs all 4 points.
And no points there for Rolling Thunder. Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, that's John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon.
Our jammer matchups are altered slightly. We've changed the jammer order, so new matchup, Row Row Wreck Your Bout jamming up against Cannonball. That is a new matchup, correct?
I believe so.
Row Row Wreck Your Bout slices through the middle for lead jammer, but Cannonball opts for the outside line, through on an initial. Pack speeds up into the far straightaway. Coming at a full clip through the turns into the close straightaway.
Pop-Tart trying to slow down Lucille Brawl.
Some falls in the pack. 3 points for Row Row Wreck Your Bout. 2 points for Undead Avengers on that jam. Some discussion happening.
Someone's going to get a low block, it looks like.
So.
Oh, that's going to be a late call against Row Row Wreck Your Bout.
So this is an official timeout. It seems as if the officials are discussing a lot of what happened in that. So this timeout is brought to you by Welcome to PDX.
RCR's official realtor.
Yeah. There seems to be, now all of the refs are included in the discussion. So usually, in my experience, means there's some sort of disagreement. So there's some kind of back and forth about what was happening. There is going to be, so they are going to be removing the penalty from Row Row Wreck Your Bout and adding a forearm penalty to Kung Fu Skinny. That seems to be the result of that meeting in the center.
All right.
Just want to shout out some more of our sponsors, Trailhead Credit Union and Lionheart Kombucha. Thank you to those sponsors. In our chat, there's some love for the Bleeding Hearts. There is some love for Undead. On the Jam on Hawthorne Jam line, we have Ludini and Dr. Zoom.
And Dr. Zoom grabs lead jammer. Ludini gets recycled. Oh, great hit out there by number 45, Zombie Basher.
Dr. Zoom hitting into Sherbert and Honey Basher. No pack called. Penalty at the back of the pack going to Sabretooth. Sabretooth.
So Sabretooth sitting down. Kung Fu Skinny coming out of the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Ludini finds an easy path on the inside for 4 points. Dr. Zoom being drugged back by Sherbert. Hits it to the back of the Bleeding Hearts tripod. and into the chest of Sherbert, but not before Ludini enters the pack and scores 2 points, bringing the total for Bleeding Hearts to 6, Undead Avengers 7. Total score in the game, 62 Bleeding Hearts, 54 Undead Avengers.
WSL Leadership Coaching. Learn how to transform interpersonal conflict into organizational justice at WSLLeadership.com.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam line, we have Smash Smash Goose up against Avery Phylactic Shock. Avery Phylactic Shock with a quick lead jammer. Smash Smash Goose getting a hit from Pop-Tart at the top of the pack. The Bleeding Hearts blockers starting to converge. Another bump from Danny DeFito into the back of Tragedy Ann. But that is Avery Phylactic through with 4 points. Quick call off on that jam. Just a quick 4 and call.
187 killer pads, industrial strength materials, unmatched ergonomic strength, unparalleled excellent. 187 killer pads, an exclusive protective gear sponsor of RCR.
There's that 5 seconds call. We have Rolling Thunder jamming up against Bleeding Tart. Rolling Thunder diving through the blockers, trying to follow Bleeding Tart out of the pack, takes a spill. Bleeding Tart with lead jammer. Bleeding Tart through. Gets the instruction to call it, decides to call it. Spill in the pack. 0-0 on that jam.
Good awareness from the coaches.
Clear Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. So we have some 4-on-4 derby.
Ritual Dyes, Portland's local yarn shop, hand-dyed yarn, tools and more, owned by a Bud's parent and record skater.
Pandemonium for Bleeding Hearts and Cannonball for Undead Avengers. Cannonball out with lead jammer, gets an exit hit by Midnight Smack, and picks up a track cut penalty after earning lead. So this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Pandemonium has a power jam right now. And a penalty going to Lil Stabby, not quite sure what.
That is Pop-Tart heading to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box as well on a direction of play penalty.
Pandemonium finds some space on the inside, dives through, is out with 4 points.
I feel like Skinny was thinking maybe that should have been a low block, but didn't get the call. Klondike. Oh.
Big hit from Cannonball. Cannonball up and gone.
Wow, Klondike just got plowed over by Cannonball.
Pandemonium trying to follow the offense from Midnight Smack. Gets bumped to the inside by Lil Stabby. Midnight Smack says, no, I'm going to stop this, and stops Cannonball in her tracks. Klondike with a big hit also on Cannonball. No pack called.
Klondike repaying that big hit with another one.
Cannonball getting hit out by Pop-Tart and drug back. Pandemonium approaching the Undead tripod at the top of the pack. Midnight Smack offering some offense, springing Pandemonium through with 4 points.
And Gremlin with some offense for Cannonball.
Klondike closing the inside line. Midnight Smack following to close. Pop-Tart with a bump out. Pandemonium getting bumped out by Kung Fu Skinny. Gremlin with an exit hit, but Pandemonium is through with 4 points. And that's the natural conclusion. So that's going to be 4 points for Undead Avengers on that jam, 12 points for Bleeding Hearts.
And a team timeout by the Undead Avengers.
That is going to be a welcome to PDX timeout. RCR's official realtor. I feel like it's a good time for any time that there's a 2-minute jam. I always feel like it's a good time for a timeout, but especially when there's about 10 minutes left in the half. I feel like for a first timeout, 10 minutes left in the first half is perfect. You've kind of read the other team, you've established a pattern. You can kind of see what you want to do to either interrupt that team or advance your own team. So, you know, enough roller derby has passed that you can kind of make some adjustments, try to see what is happening, and then hopefully that timeout will be able to curb the other team's momentum or increase yours.
And I think that was sort of a wild and raucous jam. Maybe it might be a good time to settle yourself down a little bit too.
Yeah, there were lots of big hits, lots of like big spills. The pack was really stretched out. You know, lots of movement. So all of those things are a little bit more chaotic. So if you want to calm it down, have some like really solid tripod work, then, you know, taking a beat is a good choice. All right, Rower Wreck Your Bout up against Dr. Zoom. Dr. Zoom hitting into Sherbert. Rower Wreck Your Bout getting some offense help from A Very Scary. Through with Lead Jammer. Rower Wreck Your Bout with some offensive help from Coyote at the back of the pack. Through with 4 points, decides to call it. 82 total for Bleeding Hearts on this game, 58 for Undead Avengers.
And some great footwork to stay in bounds on that.
A little bit of a 1 foot, we call it like a skateboard push when you're gliding on 1 foot and you push off with the other. So really nice little skateboard push to stay in bounds. All right, currently on the jam line for Undead Avengers, we have Skittles jamming up against Ludini for Bleeding Hearts.
Skittles and Ludini jamming.
And an empty Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Ludini takes advantage of a spill on the inside and earns Lead Jammer. Pop-Tart earns a direction of gameplay penalty.
Skittles getting recycled by Midnight Smack.
Ludini tiptoes up that inside, opts to call it off.
4 points on the board for Bleeding Hearts.
4 points on the board for Bleeding Hearts. Bleeding Hearts has kind of changed the tactic into these like 4 and call it moments when they have lead rather than like letting the jam continue. It's just 4 call, which is great for many reasons. You're just quickly grabbing points, quickly calling it off, optimizing how many more jams that you can have. So solid work so far. Smash Mash Goose jamming for Undead Avengers. A reflected shot for Bleeding Hearts. Big hit at the top of the pack.
And a low block on Jules Byrne.
That is going to be Avery Flactic through as lead. Smash Mash Goose also on a scoring, gets bumped out. Avery Flactic gets all 4 points, decides to call it, and that's going to be 0 points for Undead Avengers.
Bleeding Hearts now playing very careful.
2 players currently in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, so 3-on-3 derby for this start.
Play small ball, stretch it out.
And we'll have on the Jam on Hawthorne jam line, Rolling Thunder and Bleeding Tart.
Bleeding Tart and Rolling Thunder at the line. Undead with a blocker in the box. Bleeding Hearts.
Bleeding Tart.
Oh, wow. Kung Fu Skinny just holding on to Bleeding Tart.
A forearm penalty going to Kung Fu Skinny as Bleeding Tart claims Lead Jammer. Rolling Thunder trapped on the back of the Bleeding Hearts players. Midnight Smack tries to make a difference at the top of the pack, but is not fast enough.
And nice force out there by Little Stabby.
Quick call off from Bleeding Hearts, so that's 4 and call. Trapping 2 Undead Avenger skaters in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. So a little bit of a mini pack for Undead Avengers this jam.
Yeah, with that group therapy in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, that is going to be Zombie Basher and Sabretooth.
And Cannonball jamming for Undead Avengers with Pandemonium for Bleeding Hearts. Pandemonium just skirts by the inside. Cannonball with a upswept creative apex jump to get out on an initial.
Lightning McQuinn playing some offense, working there with Sherbert.
Pandemonium calls it off, but not before Cannonball also scores all 4 points, so that's going to be 4-4 on that jam.
And that's good news for the Undead Avengers, who have not scored in a while.
But that still traps Kung Fu Skinny in the penalty box. So Undead Avengers is going to have 3 players on the track at the start of this jam. Both teams seem to like this jammer matchup of Roro Wreckerbout and Dr. Zoom, as they are the jammers of record currently.
Dr. Zoom zips through the defense.
But Roro Wreckerbout quickly slices by Magic 8 Ball and is out on an initial.
Oh, great offensive work there by Kung Fu Skinny. There's the call off. Is it in time?
Yes, it is.
Wow, Roro Wreckerbout did stick that upswept creative apex jump, but it was not in time.
It's going to be 4-0 on that jam. Got money that's burning a hole in your pocket? Make a tax-deductible donation to your favorite 8-wheeled nonprofit at rosecityrollers.com/donate.
Kelsey and company setting up. They get the recycle on Ludini.
Skittles earns lead jammer, but gets drawn back by Sherbert. Ludini out on an initial.
And Skittles with the call off.
Sabertooth with a track up penalty. So 4-3 pack advantage for Bleeding Hearts coming into this next jam. 0-0 on that jam. About 4.5 minutes left on the period clock as Smash Mash Goose lines up against a Reflective Shock. A Reflective Shock with a quick lead on the outside. Smash Mash Goose fighting against the Bleeding Hearts tripod.
Finney Kruger, Pop-Tart and company not giving Smash Mash Goose a whole lot of place to go.
Pop-Tart continuing contact. Finney Kruger joining that contact on Smash Mash Goose. Penalty. Blocking with the head, going to Pop-Tart.
That is Pop-Tart's 5th penalty.
Klondike with offense at the back of the pack, freeing Avery Flactic through for 4 points.
Sabertooth back on the track.
Smash Mash Goose hitting into the back of Midnight Smack and finding space on the inside line through for 4 points. Avery Flactic getting some offensive help, fighting up against Sabertooth and Kung Fu Skinny at the top of the pack.
And Skinny just picked up a 4th penalty.
So that is a 4-on penalty going to Kung Fu Skinny. Jam is called. 12 points for Bleeding Hearts, 8 points for Undead Avengers. And that is going to be another 4-3 pack advantage for Bleeding Hearts coming into this jam. Just looking at penalties total for this game, 14 for Undead Avengers, Kung Fu Skinny with 4. No one else in trouble. Bleeding Hearts, 10 penalties, and half of those penalties are on Pop-Tart.
Lightning McQuinn up to play some offense for Bleeding Tart.
Bleeding Tart through with lead jammer as Rolling Thunder is fighting against Honey Basher and Sherbert at the back of the pack, trying to get some offensive help from Zombie Basher and a bump out from Lightning McQuinn.
And Bleeding Tart just plowed through Coyote, but it's okay if it's your own player.
Through for 4 points. Rolling Thunder has pulled the star, looking for some sort of room or confusion or a pivot. But if I'm doing the math correctly, there is no pivot on the track. So Rolling Thunder slides through, opts to put the cap back on rather than pass. Bleeding Hearts picking up another 4 points on that jam, 8 total, opening up the spread, 118, Bleeding Hearts 74 for Undead Avengers.
And then we're going to see Cannonball once again against Pandemonium. This is the jammer matchup we've seen a few times so far.
Clear Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Gremlin with some offense.
Pop-Tart with a hit out on Cannonball on the outside of the track as Pandemonium gets some offensive help from Danny DeFito and Tragedy Ann. Lead jammer going to Pandemonium at the top of the pack. Kung Fu Skinny trying to get a little bit of offense, moving in the back of the pack.
Cannonball is through on the initial.
Looks like they were looking for some sort of cut track penalty, but was not awarded. Panda slides through. Earns,
Already had
wait,
lead
no
jammer.
points on that jam?
Yeah, Pandemonium had to recycle.
Oh, after getting lead. Okay.
Yes.
That was didn't see that part. It was off screen. So no points on that jam for either team.
So empty Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box here. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the Portland Mercury and Secret Aardvark.
Dr. Zoom getting a hit out by Sherbert on the outside as Row Wreck Your Bout is through with lead jammer.
Oh, Sherbert just locking down, working there with a very scary.
Big hit from Jules Byrne, but that is Row Wreck Your Bout through for 4 points.
Dr. Zoom right behind.
Gets the instruction to continue playing from the bench. Row Wreck Your Bout hits through Punch Bug.
And period clock is down under 10 seconds now.
Both jammers scoring.
Period clock has expired. We are on jam time.
Row Wreck Your Bout quick 4 points, calls it off, bringing their total to 12 on the jam, 4 for Undead Avengers. Our total for the game, 130, Bleeding Heart 78, Undead Avengers. And that is going to be the first half.
All right. Well, we will see you back here in about 9 minutes. Thank you so much. Go grab yourself some snacks.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. The 888 certified Sweat Saver comes in better shell size option than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try it for yourself. We got you.
Eight 0393, company is Seba Guy.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Bleeding Hearts versus Undead Avengers. Current score 130 Bleeding Hearts, 78 Undead Avengers. So we have 10 penalties on the Bleeding Hearts. 5 of them are currently going to the captain, Pop-Tart. Only skater in trouble on that side. There are 14 penalties on Undead Avengers. 4 of them are to Kung Fu Skinny, the only person in trouble on Undead Avengers. 2 to Cannonball, 2 to Sabretooth, 2 to Little Stabby. But outside of that, no one else in any sort of anywhere near penalty trouble. So
Yeah, the 2 to Cannonball are sort of challenged, and 1 to Dr. Zoom, because those are jammer penalties.
yeah, so there has been some powerful jams for Bleeding Hearts. And I believe there has only been
1 jammer penalty for
Bleeding
Bleeding
Hearts.
Hearts.
So right now, story of the game really is some of these big jams that have gone 2 minutes that are these these jammer penalties. So just sort of like important to think about coming to this half, especially as 52 points separate these teams.
Yeah, if Undead Avengers can control their penalties, particularly the jammer penalties, they can claw their way back into this game, claw their way out of the grave, as it were.
All right, on the Jam on Hawthorne Jam line, we have Rolling Thunder for Undead Avengers and Ludini for Bleeding Hearts. Ludini blasts past Magic 8-Ball and is through with lead jammer.
And Rolling Thunder forced out by Midnight Smack.
Rolling Thunder getting some exit hits from Pop-Tart and Midnight Smack. Forearm penalty going to Magic 8-Ball. Jam is called, 4 points for Bleeding Hearts, 0 for Undead Avengers.
On the plus side, at least it wasn't Kung Fu Skinny.
Yeah, spreading the love with the penalties a little bit. That means that Bleeding Hearts have a 4-3 pack advantage moving into this jam with a Reflactic jamming, a Reflactic shock against Dr. Zoom.
Jules Byrne able to slow down a Reflactic shock, who's about 30 feet behind Dr. Zoom.
Dr. Zoom, as lead jammer, is approaching the pack. Pack is taking off into the far straightaway. Dr. Zoom gets a hit against Coyote, takes a spill. Avery Flactic hitting Sabretooth. Moving through, 3 points going to Bleeding Hearts, 2 to Undead Avengers. Undead Avengers still has 1 player standing in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. So, Bleeding Hearts able to capitalize on that despite not being lead in that jam.
And here comes Smash Smash Goose behind the Jam on Hawthorne jam line.
Giving some
Doing the worm for some reason. All right.
You know what? Some people just have things that they want to do to help them get in the mood. Smash Smash Goose hitting into Pop-Tart, taking a spill on that inner corner as Bleeding Tart earns lead jammer. Magic 8-Ball trying to offer some offensive help.
Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is clear now.
Smash Smash Goose on Midnight Smack. Penalty occurring on Midnight Smack. A forearm penalty. Smash Smash Goose getting out on an initial. Leading Tart with a little spin on that inside. Hits into Kung Fu Skinny.
Wow, Skinny with a great stop there.
Smash Smash Goose making quick work of the Bleeding Hearts and dabs. You know,
Usually that's Cannonball's move, but all right.
It's teenagers for you.
Yeah.
Bleeding Tart gets the signal to call. Opts to call it off. Bleeding Hearts with 4 on that jam, but Undead Avenger squeaks out 1 more point. 5 total on that jam. Oh, sorry, excuse me. 8 points for Bleeding Hearts, 5 points for Undead Avengers on that jam. 145 for Bleeding Hearts total, 85 for Undead Avengers.
And the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box is clear.
There's the 5 seconds call. Pandemonium lined up on the jam line against Skittles. Pandemonium gets a bump to the outside, then opts to look for space on the inside.
Oh.
An upswept creative apex jump earns Pandemonium lead jammer.
And Skittles looks for the outside lane, resets the inside, finds Honey Basher instead, working with a very scary.
Honey Basher really leading this defense in the back of the pack. Jigsaw joining. Sherbert dropping back to play some defense. Pandemonium getting bumped to the outside, to the inside by Jules Byrne.
Now Feral Kid up there.
Pack stretching out across turn 2 and the far straightaway. Pandemonium through with 4 points
And we've got a star pass.
to Sabretooth.
Sabretooth now with the hat for the Undead Avengers.
And there's the call off.
That is going to be more points on the board. Refs are discussing 3 additional points. 7 total on that jam for Bleeding Hearts, 0 for Undead Avengers. Triple Eight, more Derby specific gear than any other brand. Triple Eight has you covered. The exclusive gear sponsor, protective gear sponsor of RCR.
Lunatic and Company set up at the front of the pack. Wow, Roro Recubout up to the front immediately.
Split pack called. Big hit from Rolling Thunder on Klondike. Midnight Smack trying to recapture. Pop-Tart with a little bit of an exit hit, but Rolling Thunder is out on an initial. Roro Recubout, quick 4 points, calls it off. 4-0 on that jam. Really explosive movement from Roro Recubout at the beginning of that jam, just sprinting up the pack, up the track, hitting the pack.
Yeah, that was blazing fast.
On our Jam on Hawthorne Jam Line, we have Lou Dini up against Dr. Zoom.
And Ludini looking to escape from the pack. Wow, Jules Byrne says nope.
Dr. Zoom hitting into Lightning McQueen and into Sherbert. Sherbert trying to take control. Offense coming from Sabretooth.
And Ludini just shackled up there at the front of the pack by that Undead Avengers defense.
Sherbert slowing down Dr. Zoom at the back of the pack. Dr. Zoom getting some offensive help from Zombie Basher, but gets knocked out by Coyote. Pulls the cap. Bumped out by Sherbert again as Ludini begins to score.
And Honey Basher.
Just delivering Zombie Basher to the inside line. It's Basher on Basher violence on that inside.
Yep.
Completed star pass to Zombie Basher.
Here comes Ludini on a second scoring pass.
Hits into the back of Jules Byrne. Decides to call it. Makes sense. 4 points for Bleeding Hearts on that jam. 0 for Undead Avengers.
Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud sponsor of RCR since forever.
Okay, some dual worm action happening on the jam line. You know, this is a very teenager thing to happen.
Yes.
Avery Phylactic Shock sprinting up the outside line. Smash Smash Goose finding the body of Pop-Tart and Midnight Smack. A direction of gameplay going to Little Stabby.
Good hit by Tragedy and shutting down the outside lane.
Smash Smash Goose finds space on the inside. Avery Phylactic finds the back of Kung Fu Skinny, but ducks to the inside, calls it off. 4 points for Bleeding Hearts and traps one Undead Avenger skater in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Undead Avengers with a welcome to PDX timeout, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers.
Undead Avengers has not had luck in capturing lead or scoring in the first 8 minutes of the second half. I can't quite remember what the score was at the halftime, but we have not moved as far as Bleeding Hearts has.
No.
So Bleeding Hearts really kind of putting on the gas here. There is a Oh, boy.
It was a
80?
50-point difference at the half, and now the lead has been extended to about 80.
Yeah. I can't do math, so thank you for that. I can do math, but just not Derby scores, apparently. So it's a good time for a timeout, considering that gap has started to open. Bleeding Hearts has really found their footing early in this half and is really putting the pressure on. On our Jam and Hawthorne Jam line, we have Bleeding Tart up against Skittles. Bleeding Tart getting some offensive help from Sherbert. Finds space for lead jammer. Skittles tries to take the same offense, but is shut down. A very scary, going for an exit hit. Skittles out on an initial. A penalty happening.
Somebody? Oh, that's
multiplayer. Going to Zombie Basher. But not before Skittles. Call off happened, but Skittles initiated. It's going to be a 4-0 jam. Skittles unable to find any room.
But didn't pick up a track cut penalty either, so I guess that's a bonus.
Yeah. Bleeding Hearts with the pack advantage, 4-3 pack advantage at the start of this
Pandemonium and Cannonball, a familiar jammer matchup.
Cannonball meeting Pop-Tart as Pandemonium gets lead jammer. Penalty happening in the pack.
And
illegal contact.
A little stabby. So there's going to be some group therapy in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Wow, Cannonball just blew through Finney Kruger.
Big hit and a jump.
On that upslip creative apex jump.
Midnight Smack just delivers Cannonball to the inside line. Klondike able to make a hit to the outside line. And a cut track penalty going to Pandemonium, giving Cannonball a power jam. Pack takes off in an effort to get things moving. This jam is going to go its natural conclusion, so a minute left. Cannonball jam, on a scoring pass.
Here comes the offense. Oh, wow. Klondike shuts down that apex jump.
Cannonball getting a hit out from Pop-Tart and a spill on the inside.
Good defensive awareness from Lil Stabby.
Klondike tries to make something happen. Penalty going to Sabretooth at the top of the pack. That is Pop-Tart with another delivery to the inside line as Pandemonium tiptoes on the outside line. Jam is called for injury. There's going to be 2 more points put up for Undead Avengers, 12 for Bleeding Hearts total on that jam. And we are now in an official timeout.
This official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to VDX.
So the jam was real chippy.
Very chippy.
Lots of hits, lots of falls. So, testament to how hard these teams are working, especially since the game has been really hard, tough, hard fought. On the Jam on Hawthorne Jam line is Row Row Wreckerbout up against Rolling Thunder. Row Row Wreckerbout out with lead jammer.
Rolling Thunder about a third of the track behind.
Row Row Wreckerbout looking for some offense, following Sherbert's lead. Calls it off quickly. 4 and call. Trapping Sabretooth in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Extending the Bleeding Hearts lead to a little over 90 points now.
So one skater standing in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, and we've got Dr. Zoom and believe that's
Ludini.
behind the Jam on Hawthorne jam line.
Lots of movement before the start. Dr. Zoom caught up on the backs of those blockers, but quickly makes work and through with lead jammer, but not without Ludini giving chase. Both jammers zooming around the track. Call happens for something. That was an official call off, so.
Official timeout.
Oh, a toe stop came off. Something about a skate exploded. So that skater unable to get up off of the track.
Gotcha. Good times there.
You know, things like that happen sometimes. Darth Bling moving over to the Undead Avengers bench. He was the one who called the jam off, so I assume just to have a quick conversation. In our official timeout, just looking to see if there's any sponsor reads we could do while we're waiting. We might have hit them all.
Yeah, mostly so. Hey, super special shout out to all of our local business program partners. Their support keeps us rolling all year long. Interested in becoming a local business partner in 2026? Go to rosecityrollers.com/localbiz to learn more.
All right, so it looks like there is going to be a captain's penalty going to the Undead Avengers captain. So, Avery Flactic Shock out, lead jammer, Smash Goose, trying to make work. One player in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
A very scary company, keeping Smash Goose contained for a bit.
Avery Flactic bumps into Jules Byrne and is out, calls it off. 4 points, trapping Dr. Zoom in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. So I presume that long official timeout, there was some sort of illegal procedure, which does happen on occasion. And because of that, when there is an illegal procedure that happens, then the captain receives a penalty. So that is why Dr. Zoom is in the box as a blocker.
Kung Fu Skinny holding on for dear life. Danny DeFito up to play some offense.
Ooh, big hit at the back of the pack on Skittles as Bleeding Tart is trying to fight the front of the pack. Penalty whistles in the pack. Danny DeFito getting a penalty. Midnight Smack getting a low block. Pop-Tart trying to finish the hit at the top of the pack. Bleeding Tart getting a little bit of a shove through the pack. Out with 4 points.
So a little group therapy going on for the Bleeding Hearts in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Skittles with a dive on the outside, through for 4 points. Bleeding Hearts opting to run it, considering 2 of their players are in the penalty box. So, big hit at the back of the pack. Bleeding Tart fighting up against Kung Fu Skinny and Little Stabby at the top of the pack. Out of play is called.
Dr. Zoom with some great offense there.
Pop-Tart with a hit at the top of the pack. Is not enough to bump Skittles out. Call coming from the back of the pack. So it's going to be an additional 3 points on the jam for Bleeding Hearts, bringing their total 11 on the jam to 8 for Undead Avengers.
And the Bleeding Hearts have doubled their lead at the half to 100.
On our Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have Rolling Thunder jamming up against Pandemonium.
Rolling Thunder looking for some offensive help, not getting it as the pack extends.
Forearm penalty going to Sherbert. Out of play is called.
And Honey Basher heading to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
For an out of play call. Both jammers out, sprinting around the track. Pandemonium trying to make it difficult for Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder scores all 4 points, but not before Pandemonium picks up 2 of her own.
But there's going to be a 4-2 pack advantage for the next jam for Smash Smash Goose to take advantage of.
Bleeding Hearts opts to put out Row Wreck Your Bout, Midnight Smack, and Pop-Tart as the only skaters on the track currently in this jam. Skaters are rolling back. Row Wreck Your Bout is trying to offer some jammer defense just to, waste some of Goose's time, slow them down. Row Wreck Your Bout sneaks by on the inside, through with lead jammer.
Impressive, being down 2 blockers and still managing to get lead.
Pop-Tart passes the Smash Smash Goose to Midnight Smack, and then they both let go as Row Wreck Your Bout hits the back of the pack. They opt to continue going. Smash Smash Goose quickly through on the inside, through for 4 points. After clearing the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, Row Wreck Your Bout calls it off, 4-4 on that jam.
So 4-4 jam, wash.
So we haven't really updated on penalties in a hot second, but since we only have 13 minutes left, Undead Avengers currently sits with 20 penalties, Little Stabby and Kung Fu Skinny with 4 each. Bleeding Hearts has 16 penalties, Pop-Tart with 5, and Sherbert with 3, and then everyone else with 2 or 1. Everyone else who has penalties, that is.
And Ludini escaping from the pack. Dr. Zoom getting recycled by Sherbert.
Sherbert holding Dr. Zoom at the back of the pack. Jules Byrne trying and successfully makes an offensive hole for Dr. Zoom. Pack speeds up into the far straightaway. Sherbert offering a little bit of offense. And Ludini calls it off. Adding 4 more points to that jam, so 8 total for Bleeding Hearts, 0 for Undead Avengers.
Interestingly, Kung Fu Skinny and Pop-Tart have not added a penalty this half.
Which is good. It means that they really understood what happened the first half, have adjusted their skating styles. Avery Flactic shock jamming for Bleeding Hearts, Skittles for Undead Avengers. Avery Flactic through with lead jammer. Midnight Smack, some proactive defense. Bumps Skittles out of bounds. Big hit at the top of the pack. Avery Flactic just sprinting up that inside line. High stepping for 4 points.
Put some more points on the board.
And good offense there by Skinny.
Skittles has pulled the cap. Midnight Smack getting a multiplayer penalty. And going to the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Whistle at the top of the pack. And announcer's curse, Kung Fu Skinny has a pack penalty, as well as Lucille Brawl. Bleeding Hearts opts to run this jam. Avery Flactic through with another 4 points. Pop-Tart drawing Skittles back.
And Little Stabby with a great drawback.
Bleeding Hearts waits for their blocker to be released from the penalty box and immediately calls it, trapping 2 players for Undead Avengers in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Great strategy.
Yeah, they'll finish their group therapy with just seconds to go.
16 points on that jam for Bleeding Hearts, 3 for Undead Avengers. As we're moving into jam 17. Jam 18, Bleeding Tart jamming for the Bleeding Hearts, and Rolling Thunder for Undead Avengers. Blockers released from the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
Back to 5-on-5 roller derby.
Bleeding Tart calls off the jam, but not before Rolling Thunder scores all 4 points. But Bleeding Tart also scores all 4 points, so that jam is a wash. 4-4. With about 10 minutes left in this half, we have Cannonball lining up against Pandemonium. Clear Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box.
And both teams playing risky with Pop-Tart and Skinny as your pivots.
Pandemonium sprinting up that inside line for Lead Jammer, but Cannonball slices through that pack out and chasing Pandemonium down. Pandemonium sprints to the inside line, calls it off. Not before Cannonball gets 1 point, but Pandemonium picks up 3 of her own.
Fast and furious roller derby there. No worm this time from Smash Smash Goose.
We also haven't seen the dabs in a while, so maybe we will get a dab this jam. Smash Smash Goose jamming up against Row Row Wreck Your Bout.
Undead Avengers haven't had a whole lot of lead jams either.
Row Row Wreck Your Bout with Lead Jammer, but Smash Smash Goose quickly behind. The pack is speeding up into turn 3. Quickly through turn 4. Row Row Wreck Your Bout opts to call it, but not before Smash Smash Goose ekes out 1 point of their own.
Nice steal there by the Avengers.
Yeah, if you've got some stray blockers at the back of the pack, as long as you're sprinting hard, you can steal them. You can steal those points. 2:36 on the game for Bleeding Hearts, 1:16 for Undead Avengers. Ludini jamming up against Dr. Zoom. Dr. Zoom getting a big hit from Pop-Tart, getting delivered into Midnight Smack, but Ludini claims Lead Jammer.
And Dr. Zoom threw about a third, maybe a half track behind.
Bleeding Hearts offering some offensive help for Ludini. Ludini is content to pick up 3 points and call it off before Dr. Zoom can pick up any points on that jam.
And burn another minute off the clock.
So there is 2 clock burning strategies that you can employ, and it depends on the style. One of them is running every jam as long as humanly possible, even if you're matching points, to just kind of get rid of every single second. The other one is having very, very short jams back to back to back to back because you're burning so much time in the lineup time. So good choices here. Burn a lot of time off the clock. Avery Phylactic Shock jamming for Bleeding Hearts against Rolling Thunder for Undead Avengers.
And that is
lead for Avery Phylactic. Sherbert trying to chase Rolling Thunder out of the pack, but Rolling Thunder is out on an initial.
About a quarter track behind after Avery Phylactic Shock fell.
Avery Phylactic gets some points, calls it, but not before Rolling Thunder scores
3 points.
3 points. 0 points for Avery Phylactic. Some conversation with the refs. Clear Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. There's the 5 seconds. Cannonball jamming for Undead Avengers up against Bleeding Tart.
Wow, great offense there from Klondike.
Bleeding Tart through with Lead Jammer. Cannonball about half a lap behind. Midnight Smack just makes that inside line very clear. A back block penalty going to Midnight Smack. Bleeding Tart calls it off before Cannonball can score any points. That's going to be 3 points going to Bleeding Tart. Just under 6 minutes left in the game.
And now we'll see Pandemonium and Smash Smash Goose.
Smash Smash Goose moving to the outside, gets bumps from A Very Scary and is out with Lead Jammer. Pandemonium jumps up that inside line and continues through on an initial.
Oh!
Wow. Up swept creative apex jump. Giving Smash Mash Goose 4 points.
Upswell Creative, ethical and inclusive websites and online marketing for radical leaders. Sponsor for all of our apex jumps.
All right, we still have a 4-3 pack advantage for Undead Avengers. Undead Avengers jamming Dr. Zoom up against Bleeding Hearts, Wreck Your Bout, and an official timeout.
Official timeout brought to you by RCR's official realtor. Welcome to PDX. So far, Wreck Your Bout does not seem to care too much about having a pack disadvantage.
Wreck Your Bout seems to be the jammer that Bleeding Hearts prefers when there is a pack disadvantage. We saw Wreck Your Bout offering some jammer defense, but no jammer defense from Wreck Your Bout as they claim lead jammer very quickly at the start of this jam.
And Dr. Zoom has to recycle.
Danny DeVito offering some offensive help on the outside. Wreck Your Bout through with 4 points as Pop-Tart draws back Dr. Zoom.
Dr. Zoom trying to power through with the wild shoulders there.
Wreck Your Bout through for another 4 points. And sprints up the inside line for an additional 4 points as Dr. Zoom is fighting up against Danny DeVito.
And Danny DeVito once again, great.
Wow. Big hit coming on Wreck Your Bout. They fall inbounds, spring up, sprint, and continue playing. Dr. Zoom has pulled the Jam Star.
And
Wow. That offensive help from Midnight Smack sprung Wreck Your Bout for an additional 4 points, bringing their total 20 on the jam, 0 for Undead Avengers. Wow.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, Wreck Your Bout just made it look easy.
And also sprinting. Like, that is really that jammer determination to, after getting bumps, sprint so fast around the track to make those points count.
Full strength on the floor.
All right, Ludini getting lead jammer for Bleeding Hearts as Rolling Thunder bumps into the back of the players and finds room on the outside for an initial pass.
But Ludini about a half track ahead.
Ludini looking for some offensive help from Sherbert. Moves to the outside, gets through, gets the signal to continue moving.
And Rolling Thunder getting low on the outside, gets 4.
Some offensive help coming from Honey Basher and Sherbert. Ludini hits into the back of the pack, opts to call it off. An additional 2 points on that jam, bringing the total 6 for Bleeding Hearts, 4 for Undead Avengers. Oh, and a little high five between jammer friends.
Which is nice.
Which is nice, showing the sportspersonship between the two teams. Even though this game is a hard-fought game, there is still a lot of excitement and energy. And it looks like we have a new jammer for Undead Avengers. That is Zombie Basher taking the star for the first time in this game up against Avery Phylactic Shock.
Don't let that volume wane.
Zombie Basher awarded lead jammer. There is enough time that if the period clock could expire before the end of the jam clock, so this could potentially be the last jam.
Pop-Tart getting a back block penalty, and Zombie Basher getting all 4 points and calling it off.
That is number 6 for Pop-Tart.
But
although at this point, you know.
In theory, there's only one-ish jam left. Unless this jam is very, very fast, there is likely only one jam left.
We might be looking at what is possibly the last jam here, so now I want to hear this room even louder than before.
All right, on our Jam on Hawthorne jam line, we have Bleeding Tart jamming up against Skittles. Whistle blows.
Bleeding Tart up to the front of the pack.
Pushing past Sabretooth for lead jammer as Skittles is facing Sherbert on that inside line.
And great defense there by Sherbert.
Bleeding Heart slicing through the Undead Avengers defense, through with 4 points, but not before Sherbert. Not before Skittles is also through on an initial. Jam is called.
And timeout is called. So we will get one more jam.
Bleeding Hearts really is like, we would like one more, please. Timeout brought to you by Welcome to PDX, RCR's official realtor. Okay, well, this last jam is going to have Pop-Tart jamming.
With 6 penalties.
Pop-Tart does have 6 penalties, which, you know,
Sure.
maybe for other people they would feel great about it. For me personally, I am nervous.
I'm not sure I would put out a jammer with 6 penalties, but why not?
You know,
I mean, it's not like they're going to lose.
it is the last jam of the game, so, you know, I guess it's not like the worst choice.
If this was like a 5-point game,
Maybe I'd be like more worried, but I know Pop-Tart does love jamming, so and often is the last jammer of the game. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Pop-Tart up against Cannonball.
and it's not mathematically possible to get 140 points. So
I don't think it's physically possible. Pop-Tart with lead jammer. Cannonball fighting up against the back of Roro Wreck Your Bout and hitting into Klondike. Pop-Tart tries for an apex jump, ends up moving to the outside, gets hit out by Gremlin, calls it off. That is going to be your unofficial score, adding points, adding an additional 2 points to that. So that is 274 Bleeding Hearts, 131 Undead Avengers.
all right.
So, great game this whole time. Really exciting game in the first half, really physical game in the second half. Waiting for the official score to pop up. Official and final score.
And
there
there
it
we
is.
go.
All right. Well, thank you for watching this incredible game of Derby. I have been Rosemary's Baby.
I'm Puns and Roses. Check RoseCityRollers.com for our schedule for upcoming bouts, and we will see you back for more roller derby soon.
standing by here, ready with MVPs. I'm gonna start with the Bleeding Hearts. All right, from the Bleeding Hearts, who do we got for MVP Jammer? MVP Jammer.
Dr. Zoom.
Dr. Zoom. MVP Blocker. Saber-tooth Tiger. And overall,
Zombie Basher.
Zombie Basher. Okay, Undead Avengers, who we got for MVP Jammer? Pandemonium. And MVP Blocker?
Honey Basher.
Honey Basher. And overall? Eileen. Congratulations, all the MVPs and all the players for a great game. No, it's all good. I'll remember next time.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised. The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor, giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try it for yourself. We got you.